allegedly used in the preparation of the sacred laddu prasadam. SIT remand report had earlier confirmed that Subramaniam accepted gifts from dairy farms and then submitted false inspection reports in their favour. This allowed them to secure key contracts even when they were technically unqualified to participate in the TTD tenders. The rope also tightens for Bhole Baba Dairy Farm along with others, as it is now known that ghee, adulterated with vegetable oil, palm oil and chemical additives, was supplied to TTD. The case raised serious questions on the quality of sacred Tirumala laddus and probe continues, with more than 25 Mandir officials, including managers, technicians and assistants, under the SIT's radar.
दादी के हाथों का जादू और खुशबू से महकता घर, माँ की मुस्कुराहट और खाने की सुगंध। MDH गरम मसाला,
क्योंकि हर रिश्ता है स्वाद से जुड़ा।
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात।
वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है?
अरे मेरे राजा।
The Indian Army has rarely spoken so loudly without uttering a word. And in exercise Ram Prahar, it delivered perhaps its clearest message from the Western Front in recent years, not through speeches or press conferences, but through a
प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी एवरीडे।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल।
ये रंग दे,
ये खुशबू दे,
ये तीखा,
ये कम पड़े। क्या निराला MDH मसाला।
The Indian Army has rarely spoken so loudly without uttering a word. And in exercise Ram Prahar, it delivered perhaps its clearest message from the Western Front in recent years, not through speeches or press conferences, but through a powerful demonstration of what it can actually do on the battlefield. What happened in the deserts and plains under Kharga Corp was not just another military exercise, but a carefully planned signal about capability and intent along our border with Pakistan. The numbers tell part of the story, with over 20,000 soldiers organized into battle groups that can fight independently, suggesting that the army is moving away from old defensive tactics toward a more aggressive approach that can strike on multiple fronts at once. This is not the army that waits behind borders anymore, but one that is ready to take the fight into enemy territory if provoked. The scenario itself, a cross-border offensive in response to a Pakistani attack, makes clear that India is no longer content with merely defending its borders, but is prepared to hit back hard and fast. What makes Ram Prahar different from past exercises is how everything worked together like a well-oiled machine. Tanks like the T-90S Bhishma and upgraded T-72 with night vision capabilities worked alongside artillery guns like the K-9 Vajra and Pinaka rocket launchers that can hit targets 90 kilometers away. The army showed it could cross deep rivers under fire using special bridge-laying tanks that can set up a 20-meter bridge in less than 4 minutes while enemy guns are firing at them. Special forces were dropped at night from heights of 25,000 feet deep behind enemy lines, showing that Indian forces can strike anywhere, not just at the border. But the real story is not about tanks and guns alone, but about how technology has changed warfare itself. The exercise used drones by the dozens, from surveillance platforms to swarms of 50 kamikaze drones that can attack targets on their own, alongside systems that can jam enemy drones and shoot them down. The time between spotting an enemy target and firing at it was reduced to just 5 minutes using computers and artificial intelligence that help commanders make faster decisions. Electronic warfare units jammed enemy communications across multiple frequencies while keeping Indian networks secure, and cyber teams practiced attacking enemy command centers digitally. Modern war is no longer just about who has more soldiers or bigger guns, but about who controls the invisible world of communications, satellites, and computer networks. The army demonstrated it could move, strike hard, and hold ground inside enemy territory within 72 to 96 hours, showing a strategy built on speed and shock rather than slow, grinding advances. This matters because in today's world, with television cameras and international pressure, military victories must come quickly before diplomacy forces everyone to stop. It reflects lessons from recent conflicts, where hesitation costs more than decisive action, and where the side that acts fastest often wins, regardless of overall strength. Equally important is that most of the equipment used was made in India, from Dhanush howitzers to indigenous bridges to homegrown kamikaze drones. This means India can fight a sustained war without depending on foreign suppliers who might refuse to send spare parts or ammunition during a crisis. The presence of some imported systems like Apache helicopters alongside Indian equipment shows a practical approach that uses the best available technology while building our own industrial base. When Western Command leadership validated that Kharga Corp can launch high-speed armored attacks across rivers, forests and cities in all kinds of combat conditions, it was more than just approval, but confirmation that plans on paper have become battlefield reality. The exercise sends an unmistakable message that anyone planning aggression along our western border should understand the consequences have changed fundamentally. Any future attack will not be met with patient restraint, but with immediate, crushing force designed to inflict unacceptable damage before the aggressor can even fully mobilize. In an age where actions speak louder than words, where military strength must be demonstrated, not just claimed, the Indian Army chose to show rather than tell. It displayed an offensive capability built on indigenous technology, networked warfare, and the ability to strike deep and fast. The message to Pakistan and to the world is crystal clear. India is no longer a reactive power satisfied with defending its borders, but a nation ready and able to punish aggression with overwhelming force. Exercise Ram Prahar was not just a military
Good evening, welcome to Republic TV. The top focus that we're going to be bringing out today is first the big scandal that we have, and this time it's from BARC. We spoke about it, the NBDF had also condemned it, and today we're going to give you big details. A BARC manager took kickbacks. There's now an FIR in the case. We begin with that top focus, but first we're going to go to our headlines and then we break that story. Imran Khan's family gets access to meet him inside Adiala jail. Sister Uzma to meet former Pak PM in jail conference room. Congress MP Renuka Chaudhary drags army officers into politics, claims they're under pressure. Big row over Centre Sanchar Sati directive to phone makers. Opposition calls it breach of privacy. Supreme Court makes strong observations on Rohingyas, questions need for red carpet for illegals.
Now, Dr. Ashok Kumar Mittal.
प्रश्न संख्या 21 श्री वी
Day 2 of winter session in Parliament begins amid protests over SIR. Lok Sabha is adjourned till 11 a.m. tomorrow. And Siddharamaiah and DK Siva Kumar hold joint news conference after breakfast meet. Buy more time as BJP plan to move a no confidence motion. And there's the big breaking news that's coming in. And a shocking news that's coming. There's the huge TRP scandal, this time in Kerala, where the Kerala police has now registered a case in the BARC rating manipulation scandal. And viewers, this is a complaint that had been submitted by 24 News Chief Editor R. Shri Nandan Nair to Chief Minister of Kerala. The Chief Minister had directed the Kerala DGP to conduct a detailed inquiry. I want to tell our viewers the Kerala police has now registered a case in connection with the alleged manipulation of BARC ratings. This FIR was filed by the Kochi Kalmasri police against Prem Nath, the senior manager at BARC and the owner of Reporter channel. This is the shocking information that's coming in. Also remember, as we're giving you this information, there were allegations that BARC senior manager's role is in the scandal. BARC manager took kickbacks and kickbacks were taken to inflate fixed ratings and routed via crypto wallets. I want to go across to my colleague Niranjan, who's now joining us. Niranjan, the big news that we've seen, and not the first time. I remember earlier when we'd spoken about the role of BARC, how the complainant is a member of NBDF, National Broadcasters Digital Federation, that also met earlier. We condemned the action of BARC. Now the senior member of BARC against whom a case has been registered, this is extremely serious because we at Republic TV have been highlighting how landing pages are often taken, Niranjan, and how BARC is consistently trying to allegedly have a hand in TRP fixing.
Rhythm, this particular case is extremely serious, and we've been following it, in fact, for the last few days. At the NBDF, Arnab Goswami, our editor-in-chief, is also the founder-president of the NBDF, and we've been following it. Let me tell you a little bit. For all our viewers who are joining us on the broadcast, I'm going to break down this scandal for you. The real TRP scandal has broken out in Kerala, and accused number 1 is a senior manager of BARC. We have a copy of the FIR with us, and the FIR states that the accused number 1 is Prem Nath. Prem Nath is a senior manager at BARC who sits in Mumbai. So this is an extremely serious allegation that concerns the BARC headquarters in Mumbai. And in this particular case, the specific allegation is that a leading channel, so mark my words, Rhythm, a leading, so-called leading channel in Kerala paid kickbacks to this manager of BARC. His name is Prem Nath. He's sitting in Mumbai. And the complainant in this case is 24 News, is a member of NBDF, and they have shared some details with us of how this corruption happened. I think the member of 24 News is also joining us live.
Gopi Krishnan has joined us live, Niranjan.
Gopi Krishnan, Gopi, good evening. Gopi.
Yeah.
Mr. Srikandan, good evening. Mr. Srikandan Nair of your group is the complainant. His name is also mentioned here as one of the complainant in the case. Can you tell us, what do you have in terms of proof? You have mentioned cryptocurrency. You have mentioned USDT. You have mentioned hundreds of crores. Now, your estimate is hundreds of crores were taken by the BARC employee over a period of time. What is the allegation, and what do you have to substantiate your allegation? Gopi Krishnan.
Yeah, good evening, Niranjan. First of all, thank you very much for Republic to take up this matter, this whole matter before the public, and we very much thank you for the support that Republic is giving for 24, for bringing this very grave matter, very serious matter to the public. As you rightly said, as you rightly quoted, we have given a complaint. Our Chief Editor, Mr. R. Srikandan Nair, has filed a case, a complaint to the Chief Minister of Kerala, Mr. Pinarayi Vijayan, and he has directed the State Chief Police to directly inquire the matter. And as part of this, a special investigation team has been set up. And on the preliminary inquiry of the police, it has been found that there are some facts. I should say that they have got some leads for the allegations that we have raised, that the BARC official was getting kickbacks for tampering the ratings. And after a preliminary inquiry done by the police, the state police, it has been found that there are some facts in our allegations, and an FIR has been put up by this Kalamasheri police station, where the first accused, as you pointed out, the first accused is, to my knowledge, Mr. Prem Nath, who is the first accused in the FIR. He is a senior official of the BARC. So we should take that point. The first accused is a senior official of the BARC, and his name is Prem Nath. So he is the first accused in the FIR. Yeah. I know, Mr. Niranjan, that you are having a copy of the FIR.
Yes, I have a copy of the FIR.
Yeah, you can find that. You can see that the first accused is a BARC official. His name is Premnath.
Yes.
But one thing I want to correct, and we will never say that there are crores of, the crores have been spent to get this rating tampered, but we have got some very clear indications. I must say, very clear some indications that there has been some financial dealings between the channel owner and this BARC guy. And the second accused, he is leading a channel here. He is the managing director of the Reporter channel. His name is Mr. Anto Augustine. He is the second accused. And there are some unidentified persons who are also part of this FIR. So we very hopefully, very optimistically, we are looking forward for the results of the inquiry. We are sure, Mr. Niranjan, that we have given some right indications to get to properly to this issue. And we are very much hopeful that all the persons who are behind these discrepancies will be brought before justice. So we are very hopefully looking for the results of the inquiry. Yeah.
Gopi, one of the most striking aspects of this case from what we are picking up is that this channel, as per the allegations made, and I'm not naming the channel, this channel allegedly exchanged money or had an understanding with the BARC manager saying they would get a particular position. So let's assume, for any of our viewers joining us live, this is how the scandal allegedly works. The senior manager would exchange messages in which he would say, for example, if the channel's name is, let's say, Channel A, he would tell Channel A, next week you will get 20% ratings. And then, lo and behold, the next week that channel actually got 20% ratings to be the leader in that particular market. And there is reportedly messages exchanged is what we are hearing. And the landing pages that my colleague Rhythm was mentioning and you also spoke of, I have to tell our viewers about landing pages. So landing pages has become an excuse for broadcasters to show inflated ratings. So we are hearing from your complaint that this channel had an understanding with BARC to show that it is leader number one in your market, but it used landing pages to claim that it is because of landing pages that they were number one. Is that correct? Can you tell our viewers a little bit about that, Gopi?
Yeah, you are absolutely right, Mr. Niranjan, but we should keep in mind that this is not just a single, one single case that is happening in Kerala. It is happening in other states also.
Yes.
So this guy whom we suspect that we have ample evidence against this guy, Mr. Premnath, he was getting kickbacks. As your anchor was rightly pointing out, he was getting kickbacks, of course, from various channels, from various persons. We don't know who. So all these things should come out after an inquiry. We are looking forward for that. And the matter is, so it was the dealing, the financial dealing was in the form of a cryptocurrency, USDT. So there was a wallet, the trust. It was called a trust wallet, and we have got the communication. I must say it's a WhatsApp chat. We have got the WhatsApp chat screenshots. So asking the channel guy asking the BARC guy about their score. So in the every.
So this is before the rating. Before the rating came, he asked them.
Absolutely. So the rating comes at 11 a.m. every Thursday, as you know. So before the rating comes, the guy is asking the BARC guy, so what will be our score? That is the channel that he represents, the score of his channel that he represents. So the BARC guy, after saying, please wait, then he gives the number. So this will be your BARC rating next week. For example, when he says it is between 130 and 160, and the next week when the BARC list comes, it is absolutely the same figure. So which points clearly that there has been a negotiation, there has been a financial dealing, there has been an agreement between this channel guy and the BARC guy to make their points, and the information which is supposed to keep secret has been given to this the channel guy.
Yeah,
so that was what was happening. Yeah.
This is extremely concerning. I'll tell you why, Gopi. Also because you spoke about landing channels, I want to make a point. NBDF, which is News Broadcasters Digital Media Federation, it's NBDF. NBDF has expressed concern on this, and on landing pages we've been making a point to BARC for a very long time, because broadcasters who have money just buy landing pages and they claim they're number one, but they're actually not, because channels who had 1%, 2% share today claim that they're number one. It's pathetic. It's a fraud, right? So are you saying that this channel used landing pages to claim that they are number one? What kind of landing pages did they have? Why don't you tell our viewers about this scandal? Gopi, how did you come across this scandal?
Yeah.
What did you find out?
Yeah, Niranjan, yes. Actually, as you rightly you were pointing out, they were cheating the viewers of the Kerala, not just their competitors, not just their the other channels. They were actually cheating the real viewers of Kerala by just citing that they have a landing page. So the landing page in a single network which comes around a very minimal number of viewers. So, and they were claiming that by showing that landing page, they were claiming that we are high on the ratings just because, and one reason they pointed out is a landing page, which is not sensible at all, because the landing page which this channel was having was on a single network, and that too comes to a very small group. So it is.
So you're saying there was a very small, 20,000 people or something.
Yeah.
We were told 20,000 homes. Is that correct?
Very small. Absolutely, just 20,000 or 25,000 group of people, the community. It was a small group, and this channel, which had the landing page on that single network, was claiming that we are number one. So if anybody raises any doubts, any suspect, if they suspect on their ratings, they would say that we are in the landing page. So people generally will think that they have the landing page. They are making even the YouTube viewers, they have the discrepancies they have done in the YouTube because by this phone farming method. So we had a great suspicion about how they are getting they are coming to the forefront when we have on the perspective rate we are leading in Kerala, because to each and every Malayali, if you ask about the favorite channel, they would definitely they would name 24 with other channels. Okay, that was the situation here. So we made a thorough inquiry. We had our people who had gone deep into it, and we have understood that there has been some illegal relation that was going on between this bar guy and the channel owner, and that has come out. And we are looking forward very closely, very optimistically on this the investigations that is being done by the Kerala police. And we are sure, Niranjan, we are very hopeful that one day all these things will come out before the public. And I once again like to thank you, the Republic, for getting all this matter before the public. And I view this as a very open support for the work, the work that Report 24 has done.
Thank you for joining us, Gopi. Rhythm, I think this is an extremely serious charge. Now that an FIR has been filed, this is the real TRP scandal, Rhythm.
Yes.
When you have a senior manager at BARC being named in the FIR as accused number one, the story is going to get bigger. Landing pages under scrutiny. The entire BARC ratings mechanism, Rhythm, comes under scrutiny now.
Oh, yes, absolutely. And this is something, Niranjan, we've seen very closely. And like the senior executive editor of 24 was telling us, Mr. Gopi Krishnan, very, very clearly, the FIR that has now been filed in the police station against the senior manager at BARC has to clearly show and understand what this complaint is really about, because BARC's manager has been named as accused number one. This is so serious, Niranjan, because the BARC manager, Premnath, being named clearly indicates that kickbacks were being routed. It was via possibly the crypto wallets. His role in the scandal is clear. This is based on the special investigation team that was earlier constituted under the DGP. The SIT's preliminary investigation had revealed substantial evidence leading the Kerala police to register the FIR. That means it's a thorough process that has been gone into. These are not figments of people's imagination. It's not the whims and fancies of any person or any vendetta, but this is real investigation by the SIT, and the News Broadcasters Digital and Media Federation has expressed concern over it. It's the largest body of media that expresses concern over this. I thank you both for giving us this news, and this is also something that we're going to be looking at Mr. Gopi Krishnan very closely, as the BARC manager is now under the scanner. India's largest and only accredited group of broadcasters is also, like I said, the NBDF, looked at it and said that there has to be a matter of concern. I also thank you, Niranjan, for having given us those details. Now, viewers, let's also now take a look at what's making headlines across the nation. The Rajya Sabha faced intense opposition protest over the special intensive revision of electoral rules, forcing its adjournment until 2 p.m. on December 2nd. The disruption had highlighted the widespread political friction and strong dissent regarding the ECI's large-scale voter list cleaning exercise, preventing normal legislative business from proceeding. Leader of the opposition Mallikarjun Kharge demanded an urgent debate on the SIR exercise, pressing the government to address the serious issues faced by field staff. Kharge claimed the pressure of the intensive verification work had tragically led to the death of over 28 booth-level officers, necessitating an immediate official response. Congress leader Rahul Gandhi chose not to comment on the mandatory pre-installation of the Sanchar Sati app on new mobile phones when questioned by the media. He said that possibly the controversial issue could be presented in front of the full House.
सरकार कह रही है चर्चा के लिए तैयार है सर संचार साथी ऐप पे क्या बोलना चाहेंगे सर संचार साथी ऐप पे
अभी बोलेंगे नहीं
सर संचार साथी
अभी बोलेंगे नहीं थैंक यू हाउस में बोलेंगे डिबेट में बोलेंगे इसको आज उठाएंगे क्या राहुल जी
सर आज डिबेट करेंगे या
जब तय होगा
Lok Sabha MP Priyanka Gandhi criticized the government for refusing to discuss crucial issues in the parliament. She raised concerns about air pollution in Delhi. She addressed the vote theft due to irregularities in SIR, questioning if parliament was functioning as a democratic institution. Congress MP Renuka Chaudhary has once again stoked a row by saying the army is under pressure to speak in support of the central government. After facing backlash, she's taken a U-turn on her earlier statement, saying she was misquoted.
देखिए, सबसे पहले आप पहचानिए कि मैं एक फौजी बेटी हूँ, ठीक है? मेरे फादर फौज में था, हमारा परिवार से कई लोग फौज में रहे, तो मैं जो कहती हूँ आप सोच समझ के मुझे सवाल कीजिए, मैं क्या कह रही हूँ। मैंने ये नहीं कहा कि किसी ABC ने उनको प्रेशर करा, मैंने कहा आर्मी को कभी मीडिया के सामने आना भी नहीं है, वो हमारे शान है और हम वो कुर्बान होते हैं अपने देश के लिए, शहीद बन जाते हैं और वो इस देश का रीढ़ के हड्डी है, तो उनसे प्लीज खिलवाड़ मत कीजिए। ऐसे मैं स्टेटमेंट्स इस मुद्दे पे बोलना भी नहीं चाहती हूँ, क्योंकि दिस इज नॉट व्हाट वी वांट फॉर द आर्मी। प्लीज रेस्पेक्ट देम, सैल्यूट देम एंड मेक श्योर दैट वी लिव स्ट्रेट। जय हिंद।
प्रेशर नहीं है आर्मी पर, ऐसा आप कह रही हैं?
मैं कह रही हूँ कोई भी प्रेशर नहीं करना और नहीं कर सकते। ये अलग तरीका है कि लोग आके मीडिया में स्टेटमेंट्स दे रहे हैं, गलत बात है।
And we're also getting in the latest responses from the BJP over the responses and the Congress MP's remark. Take a look.
रेणुका चौधरी जी ने कल कुत्ता लाकर संसद का अपमान किया और सांसदों को, संसद के स्टाफ को किस प्रकार से कुत्ते से तुलना की। आज उन्होंने संवैधानिक पदों के बाद, संवैधानिक संस्थाओं के बाद सेना का अपमान किया। कहा कि हमारे जो आर्मी के जनरल्स है, आर्मी के हमारे जो शूरवीर है, उनको फोर्स किया जाता है सरकार के द्वारा स्टेटमेंट करने के लिए। मतलब कि एक तो वो कह रही है पाकिस्तान को ऑपरेशन सिंदूर में हमारे सेना के जवान जवाब नहीं दे पाए। दूसरा वो ये कह रही है कि हमारे आर्मी जनरल्स और आर्मी के जो बड़े अधिकारी हैं उन पर जुल्म किया जा रहा है। मतलब कि किस हद तक जाएंगी कांग्रेस पार्टी सेना के मनोबल को तोड़ने के लिए। पहले उन्होंने ऑपरेशन सिंदूर और ऑपरेशन महादेव पर भी इन्हीं रेणुका चौधरी ने सवाल उठाए थे और कहा था सही आतंकवादी को मारा है कि नहीं मारा है। इनके वो नेता है कांग्रेस पार्टी के राहुल गांधी जो कहते हैं कि सेना की पिटाई हो गई। सर्जिकल स्ट्राइक, बालाकोट एयर स्ट्राइक और हमारे ऑपरेशन सिंदूर पर भी सवाल खड़े करते हैं, जबकि प्रमाण दिया गया है। ये हमेशा सेना का करते हैं अपमान। सड़क का गुंडा भी तो बोला था। ये मानते हैं पाकिस्तान को अपना भाईजान, ये चलाते हैं वोट बैंक की दुकान और करते हैं संवैधानिक संस्थाओं का और सेना का लगातार अपमान। ये कांग्रेस की मानसिकता और विचारधारा है। 5 वर्षों तक इन्होंने कारगिल विजय दिवस नहीं मनाया। इन्होंने कहा कि कारगिल का युद्ध बीजेपी का युद्ध था। ये सड़क का गुंडा बोलते हैं सेना को। ये सेना विरोधी है, ये संविधान विरोधी है।
Our top focus also, viewers, in a controversial remark that sparked debate, senior Trinamool Congress MP Kalyan Banerjee criticized Chief Justice of India, His outburst came in response to the Chief Justice of India's pointed observations in a Supreme Court hearing on a Rohingya petition. Now, he basically, while the case was going on, had questioned whether illegal infiltrators like the Rohingyas deserved red carpet welcome upon entering India.
उनका टिप्पणी का जवाब देना हमारा शोभा नहीं मिलता है, चीफ जस्टिस ऑफ इंडिया है। लेकिन हम एक बात बोलूं, जो सब जज को कोई लूज कमेंट करना नहीं चाहिए। पहले जो था हमारा इंडियन जुडिशियरी में, जज लोग कम बात करते थे और जजमेंट के जो बोलना है वो बोलते थे। अभी क्या हो गया, पूरा टेंडेंसी बदल गया। आजकल जज लोग ज्यादा बात करते हैं टीआरपी बढ़ाने के लिए, जजमेंट नहीं देते हैं। दैट इज द होल डिफिकल्टी।
In a fresh political flashpoint, the Indian government's DOT has mandated all mobile phone manufacturers and importers pre-install the Sanchar Sati app on devices produced or brought into the country, sparking fierce backlash from opposition parties over privacy concerns. The directive that's been issued under Telecom Minister Jyotiraditya Scindia, effective from November 28 with a 90-day compliance window, requires the app to be prominently accessible during initial setup and non-disable with software updates enforcing it on existing phones. However, Jyotiraditya Scindia, the telecom minister, has now clarified that this is optional. The centre had hailed it as a vital shield against telecom-enabled crimes.
Those who are champions of misinformation will never understand what is Sanchar Sati. इसलिए उन दुष्प्रचार के साथियों को हम तथ्य बताएंगे। हमारे तथ्य बताने के बाद भी वो समझ नहीं पाएंगे, मगर जनता जनार्दन तक तथ्य पहुंचाना ये हमारा काम है। ये जो संचार साथी है, क्या उससे सरकार आपको स्नूप करना चाहती है? आपके पीछे जासूसी करना चाहती है? नहीं। No. Sanchar Sati cannot read your messages. Sanchar Sati cannot listen to your calls, either the calls that you receive or the calls that you make. Sanchar Sati cannot reach your personal data, cannot breach your personal data. तो क्या काम है संचार साथी का? ये सब कर नहीं सकती है तो वो क्या करेगी? उसका काम सिक्योरिटी प्रोवाइड करने का है। जो यूजर्स हैं उनको वो सिक्योरिटी प्रोवाइड करेगी। फ्रॉड को रोकने का है। चुराए हुए मोबाइल फोन को ट्रैक करने का है और उसे रोककर उसे अपने मालिक के पास पुनः पहुंचाने का है।
ऑपोजिशन ये जो इशू ढूंढ करके लाने का आवश्यकता नहीं है। विंटर सेशन पार्लियामेंट में बिजनेस तय किया गया है, बहुत सारा मुद्दे हैं और कई मुद्दे जो ऑपोजिशन ने भी उठाया है उस पर हम बातचीत करके आगे क्या करना है इसमें विचार करेंगे। नए नए मुद्दे ढूंढ करके पार्लियामेंट को डिस्टर्ब करने के लिए बहाना बनाने का कोई आवश्यकता नहीं है। हर मुद्दे अपने जगह में इम्पोर्टेंट है, लेकिन मुद्दे को आप हथियार बना करके पार्लियामेंट को स्टॉल करेंगे, ये तो ठीक नहीं है।
Now, critics like the Congress decried and say that it's not constitutional, against the Constitution's right to privacy. They also say that there should be an immediate rollback. Shiv Sena's Priyanka Chaturvedi echoed this branding as a big boss surveillance movement. Take a look.
संचार सारथी ऐप अब आपके मोबाइल फोन में होगा, क्या कहेंगे?
हम नॉर्थ कोरिया बनने जा रहे हैं क्या? कि हम कैसे बाल कटेंगे, हमारे कल को ये भी तय होगा कि आप ये कपड़े पहनेंगे, आप इस वक्त उठेंगे, आप इस वक्त ताली बजाएंगे, आप इस वक्त हंसेंगे, आप लोगों के घरों के अंदर बैठ जाएंगे, आप 24 घंटे वॉच करेंगे कि कौन आदमी अपने बेडरूम में क्या कर रहा है, कौन आदमी कहाँ पे बैठा हुआ है। तो ये लोगों की निजता का हनन है। सिक्योरिटी के नाम के ऊपर आप विकसित देशों से लीजिए ना, तो टेक्नोलॉजी विकसित देशों के अंदर है, क्या उन जगहों पर नहीं है?
सर, सरकार का कहना है कि जो साइबर फ्रॉड रुकेगा, तो लेकिन आप तो उससे निजता से जुड़ रहे हैं।
साइबर फ्रॉड रुकेगा? आप क्या बात कर रहे हैं? साइबर फ्रॉड रोकने के लिए क्या दूसरे देशों के पास तकनीक नहीं है क्या? अमेरिका के पास नहीं है? सिंगापुर के अंदर एक एक चीज के ऊपर नजर रखी जाती है, क्यों नहीं आप इस तरह की वो करते हैं? आप लोगों के घरों में झांकेंगे अब जाकर के?
तो स्वदेशी तकनीक पर भरोसा नहीं है?
अरे किस तकनीक का भरोसा करें? आप मेरे कमरे में बैठ कर
साथी है तो स्वदेश का होगा ना।
मैं कहता हूँ आप मेरे कमरे में बैठ करके झांकोगे क्या? विदेशी हो या देशी हो, उससे क्या फर्क पड़ रहा है भैया?
कमरे में झांकने की सरकार के फ्रॉड रुकेगा इससे? जो
फ्रॉड रुकेगा जब आपके पास टेलीफोन के ऊपर हर चीज हर वक्त आप सुन सकते हो, तो आप कमरे में घुस गए ना,
तो इसे वापस करने की मांग करें।
निश्चित रूप से ये लोगों की निजता का आनंद है।
ये है सीक्रेट रेसिपी MDH का जीरा सिप जल जीरा मसाला। सिप सिप जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप।
प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा हार्डकोर मसाला।
The Indian Army has rarely spoken so loudly without uttering a word. And in exercise Ram Prahar, it delivered perhaps its clearest message from the Western Front in recent years, not through speeches or press conferences, but through a power...
अब छोलिया हो या लोबिया, सफेद चने या काले चने,
सब कुछ मजेदार बने।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद ये ही तो है इसकी खास बात।
वाओ मामा क्या स्वाद है।
अरे मेरे राजा।
The Indian Army has rarely spoken so loudly without uttering a word. And in exercise Ram Prahar, it delivered perhaps its clearest message from the Western Front in recent years, not through speeches or press conferences, but through a powerful demonstration of what it can actually do.
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
Very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for staying with us. You are watching the latest edition of 6 Stories at 6 with me, Ayana Mitra. Over the next 30 minutes, I'll take you through the details of those 6 stories which have dominated the headlines today. So here we go. Up first, the Supreme Court of India has made a strong observation on a red carpet welcome for infiltrators. Those details on the show. Next, the Sanchar Sati row. Why is an app that essentially takes care of cyber fraud irking the opposition and inviting backlash from the indie bloc? We'll tell you all about that. Third, what is the conclusion of the second breakfast meeting between DK Shivakumar and Siddaramaiah? Republic Kannada will break for you the details. Fourth, after weeks of protests, Imran Khan's family gets access. The latest visuals, the latest developments for you on the show from outside Adiala jail. Next, the key highlights of the Navy Chief's briefing from today. And finally, a deep look at Operation Sagar Bandhu as India turns friend in need for Sri Lanka. And with that, let's get started. And well, viewers, the winter session of Parliament might be heating up. But what unfolded inside the Supreme Court of this country has made headlines. A bench led by Chief Justice of India, Justice Surya Kant, made a strong observation questioning the government over the legal standing of Rohingyas living in the country, asking whether intruders should be given a red carpet welcome while millions of Indians struggle with poverty. Moments later, it was a Trinamool Congress MP, Kalyan Banerjee, who stoked controversy over an insulting remark against the Chief Justice of India. Here's what happened.
The Supreme Court today delivered a stern rebuke to petitioners seeking relief for Rohingyas, questioning the legal status of the community and asking whether intruders should be given a red carpet welcome. Chief Justice Surya Kant led the bench, emphasizing that the term refugee is a well-defined legal term and asked where the government's formal declaration is. The CJI made a strong observation, stating they first enter India illegally, then claim food and shelter, and later say, "We have entered, laws must apply." The court, while hearing the case, questioned the petitioners, asking them whether they want to stretch the laws.
There were several things that were said by the council to which the government, she tried to reply in the court, but the Supreme Court was very clear and not mincing words. They said, we're not going to give the red carpet to them. If they do not have legal status, the Chief Justice said, to stay in India and they're an intruder, we have a very sensitive border in North India. If they come in, do we give them a red carpet, welcoming them, saying we will give them all the facilities? He then asked, what is the problem in sending them back? And then he observed, and I think these are marvelous words, setting the tone correct for the Rohingyas, and in this case, where he says, first you enter, you cross the border illegally, you dug a tunnel or crossed the fence and entered India illegally. Then you say, now I've entered, your laws must apply to me. I am entitled to food, I am entitled to shelter, my children are entitled to education. Do we want to stretch the law like this?
And soon after the top court's observations, TMC MP Kalyan Banerjee made a controversial statement. The TMC leader insulted the Chief Justice of India.
उनका टिप्पणी का जवाब देना हमारा शोभा नहीं मिलता है, चीफ जस्टिस ऑफ इंडिया है। लेकिन हम एक बात बोलूं, जो सब जज को कोई लूज कमेंट करना नहीं चाहिए। पहले जो था हमारा इंडियन जुडिशियरी में, जज लोग कम बात करते थे और जजमेंट का जो बोलना है वो बोलते थे। अभी क्या हुआ गया, पूरा टेंडेंसी बदल गया। आजकल जज लोग ज्यादा बात करते हैं टीआरपी बढ़ाने के लिए, जजमेंट नहीं देते हैं। That is the whole difficulty.
The hearing was adjourned to December 16th. The debate over immigration, judicial conduct, and political rhetoric continues to simmer.
All right, viewers, it's day 2 of the winter session of Parliament, and a massive political row has now erupted over the centre's direction to mobile phone manufacturers to install the Sanchar Sati mobile app in all handsets manufactured or imported in India. While the government has said that the move aims to protect citizens from cyber fraud and can help recover lost phones, the Congress party and other opposition parties across the board have alleged that this is a step towards state surveillance and demanded the immediate rollback of this direction. What is this app about, and what is this entire controversy that is unfolding in Vijay Chowk in Parliament? Take a look.
In a sweeping directive, the Department of Telecommunications has asked every smartphone maker in India to pre-install the Sanchar Sati app. An app meant to verify the genuineness of devices. An app that cannot be removed and must remain visible, functional from the very first setup screen. Manufacturers have been given 90 days to comply and must file a full compliance report within 120 days. The government says it is essential to fight cybercrime, stop fraud calls, block suspicious apps, and help track lost or stolen phones.
ऑपोजिशन ये जो इशू ढूंढ करके लाने का आवश्यकता नहीं है। विंटर सेशन पार्लियामेंट में बिजनेस तय किया गया है, बहुत सारा मुद्दे हैं और कई मुद्दे जो ऑपोजिशन ने भी उठाया है, उस पर हम बातचीत करके आगे क्या करना है इसमें विचार करेंगे। नए नए मुद्दे ढूंढ करके पार्लियामेंट को डिस्टर्ब करने के लिए बहाना बनाने का कोई आवश्यकता नहीं है। हर मुद्दे अपने जगह में इम्पोर्टेंट है, लेकिन मुद्दे को आप हथियार बना करके पार्लियामेंट को स्टॉल करेंगे, ये तो ठीक नहीं है।
But the opposition smells a surveillance storm. Congress calls the directive unconstitutional, alleging it violates the right to privacy.
Sanchar Sati yesterday on night itself I heard that it is an attack on privacy of the common people. Actually, basically, this is an attack on constitutionality.
Attacking the government, Priyanka Gandhi called the Sanchar Sati a snooping app.
It is a snooping app. I mean, clearly, it's ridiculous. Now, where else do they want to, I mean, citizens have their right to privacy. Even all of you must be having a right to privacy to send your own messages to family, friends, without the government looking at everything. It's not just one thing. It's not just snooping on the telephones. It's overall. They are turning this country into a dictatorship.
Voicing a similar privacy concern, Congress MP Imran Khan asks, are we becoming North Korea?
आप लोगों के घरों में झांकेंगे अब जाकर के?
आपका स्वदेशी तकनीक में भरोसा नहीं है?
अरे किस तकनीक का भरोसा करें? आप मेरे कमरे में बैठ कर
साथी है तो स्वदेश का होगा ना?
मैं कहता हूँ आप मेरे कमरे में बैठ करके झांकोगे क्या? विदेशियों या देशियों उससे क्या फर्क पड़ रहा है भैया?
Meanwhile, other opposition leaders have also raised similar issues.
सरकार एक संचार साथी ऐप लेकर आई है, सर क्या कहेंगे उसको लेकर?
उसमें हमको तो लग रहा है कि आप ही लोगों के ऊपर नकेल कसने का एक प्रबंध है। ये आज तो आप इस्तेमाल हो रहे हो, विज्ञापन पा रहे हो, बाजा बजा रहे हो, कल थोड़ा इधर उधर भी अगर आप सोचोगे तो आपको कैसे कंट्रोल किया जाएगा उसका प्रबंध कर रही है सरकार।
But the government hits back, calling the outrage misinformation.
प्रॉब्लम क्या है कि विपक्ष कुर्सी के नीचे, कुर्सी के पीछे, कुर्सी के लिए मुद्दे ढूंढ रहा है। अब सभी भ्रमों को दूर करना सरकार की जिम्मेदारी है और सारे मुद्दे मैंने आपके समक्ष रख दिए कि आज तक पिछले 2 वर्षों में संचार साथी पोर्टल और संचार साथी ऐप के आधार पर कितनी सुविधा जनता को मिली है, कितना पैसा जनता का बचा है, और ये भी आंकड़े आपके सामने रख दूं। एक साल में 2024 में अकेले हमारे देश के अंदर 22,800 करोड़ रुपए के फ्रॉड हुए हैं।
With both sides refusing to back down, the Sanchar Sati directive has triggered a nationwide political showdown.
Right, viewers, moving on, the Karnataka power tussle has been a hot topic for many days now. And amid this drama between Karnataka Deputy Chief Minister D.K. Shivakumar and Chief Minister Siddaramaiah, D.K. Shivakumar today, this morning in fact, he hosted a breakfast meeting with the Chief Minister. The two Congress leaders, squabbling over the Chief Minister's post since the 2023 election, still claim that all is well. But Republic Kannada has the inside details of what is expected and what is likely to unfold over the next few weeks. Take a look.
It was on December 30th when the Karnataka Chief Minister Siddaramaiah and Deputy Chief Minister D.K. Shivakumar held breakfast meet. On the plate was the chair and the position of the Karnataka Chief Minister. 2 days later, that is today, a second breakfast meet was held. Chief Minister Siddaramaiah and Deputy CM D.K. Shivakumar interacted today at the latter's residence. But this meet was not just a normal meet. There was a lot more to it. The two Congress leaders, squabbling over the CM's post since the 2023 election, sat down to idli, a country-style chicken curry, and coffee while discussing their tug-of-war. Breakfast at D.K. Shivakumar's home today was the second time in 3 days the two have broken bread together as the Congress tries to broker peace to focus on the 2028 election. D.K. Shivakumar posted on X about the aim of the breakfast meet.
Power tussle is between CM Siddaramaiah and D.K. Shivakumar for the chair of the Chief Minister, which was agreed upon when the government was formed 2.5 years ago, that the first term will be taken over by CM Siddaramaiah and the second term will be taken over by DCM D.K. Shivakumar as the Chief Minister of the state. However, in the month of November, when the possible change of the power had to happen, CM Siddaramaiah never wanted to give up on the chair of the Chief Minister, is what we have been told. And this is why the leaders from the camp of DK Shiv Kumar were marched to Delhi a couple of times to make sure that they mount the pressure on the High Command to reiterate on the importance of elevating DK Shiv Kumar. So this is the first ever time standing beside DK Shiv Kumar, CM has uttered whenever the High Command says DK Shiv Kumar will be the Chief Minister.
Following the meal, the two were seen addressing a joint press briefing. First, Siddaramaiah said that if the High Command decides, DKS can become the CM. Hours later, he gave a cryptic message. Siddaramaiah said that anything can happen in politics. Both the leaders also addressed a question on being invited to Delhi by the party leadership for resolving their tussle.
Today, DK Shiv Kumar has invited me for breakfast. I agreed to come on Tuesday. Today, both of us had a breakfast. Both of us should listen to the whatever decision taken by the High Command. Whether it is mostly Rahul ji and Sonia ji.
Will the breakfast meet end the tug of war?
And over in Pakistan, ladies and gentlemen, the country is bracing for a major political showdown as PTI, that is Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf parliamentarians, gathered outside the Islamabad High Court early this morning, demanding the release of former Prime Minister Imran Khan from Adiala jail in Rawalpindi. Khyber Pakhtunkhwa Chief Minister Sohail Afridi has claimed that Imran Khan has been kept in isolation since the 4th of November with no access whatsoever to his family, to his lawyers or doctors. In fact, just a short while back, Republic TV brought you an exclusive ground report which put this entire matter into context and also reported that Imran's sister Uzma has now been granted access as thousands of his supporters storm the outskirts of the Adiala jail.
Outside the Islamabad High Court in Pakistan, the atmosphere is charged and defiant. Hundreds of PTI supporters have gathered, raising their voices in a chorus of protest. Slogans ring through the air, Imran Khan ko riha karo, and cries of Azadi echo across the barricades. As the crowd demands the immediate release of former Prime Minister Imran Khan, security is tight, tensions are high, and the standoff is intensifying by the minute. Pakistan on edge as PTI has announced mass demonstrations, one outside the Islamabad High Court and the biggest one directly outside Adiala jail. But hours before the rallies, the government moved decisively, imposing Section 144 in both the cities. Despite restrictions, massive demonstrations are planned today by Imran Khan's Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, demanding access to the former Prime Minister.
सबसे पहले तो मैं कहना चाह रहा हूं कि खान साहब बेगुनाह हैं और एक ये सियासी इंतकाम जो लिया जा रहा है और ये बिल्कुल एक ऐसे लीडर के साथ, एक ऐसे लीडर को जो कि पूरी दुनिया का एक मशहूर लीडर है, ठीक है, और इस्लाम का एक मशहूर लीडर है। आज हमारे जॉइंट सेशन था, हमने एक ही नारा लगाया कि खान साहब को रिहा करो और खान साहब जिंदाबाद, ठीक है, एक बात। दूसरी बात ये कि जो उनकी बहनें हैं, उनकी बहनें, मैं तो एक आम सा वर्कर हूँ इस पार्टी का, लेकिन उनकी बहनों को जो रखा गया हुआ है, जो उनसे मिलाया नहीं जा रहा, हमें तो आज तक ये नहीं पता चल रहा ये कितने दिनों में कि खान साहब की तबीयत कैसी है, उनकी मिसेस की तबीयत कैसी है, ठीक है। तो मैं समझता हूँ कि ये जुल्म बंद करें, ठीक है, और ये पॉलिटिकल विक्टिमाइजेशन जो चल रही है इसको बंद करने
ये देखें एक बहुत अरसा नहीं चलने वाला। इंशाल्लाह एक दिन खान बाहर आएगा, फिर हम बताएंगे कि ये जो हमारे साथ जुल्म किया इन्होंने, तो हम इनका जवाब देंगे।
For more than 3 weeks, Imran Khan's family and PTI members have been seeking a meeting with the incarcerated leader, but their requests have gone unanswered.
देखिए, चीफ मिनिस्टर साहब इस वक्त पेशावर में मौजूद हैं। उनका दिन जो है वो जुमेरात का है। वो जुमेरात के दिन दोबारा आएंगे इमरान खान साहब से मिलने। सूबे की गवर्नेंस को भी देखना है। आज वो पेशावर में मौजूद है। और जहाँ तक गवर्नर राज की बात है, मैंने कल भी कहा और मैं आज दोबारा इसको दोहरा रहा हूँ, अगर इन्होंने कल लगाना है तो आज लगाए, परसों लगाना है तो कल लगाए। खैबर पख्तूनख्वा में एक ही राज है, वो इमरान खान राज है।
As PTI intensifies its push for Imran Khan's release and access, Islamabad and Rawalpindi remains heavily fortified. Section 144 stays in force as the government braces for unrest.
And earlier today, presenting the Indian Navy's account of valor, the Indian Navy Chief Admiral Dinesh K. Tripathi in his annual address reflected on the success of Operation Sindoor. He also indicated that INS Aridhaman was going to be commissioned soon. It's a brand new addition to the Indian naval fleet with a vision for Atmanirbhar forces, Atmanirbhar Bharat by 2047. Here are the highlights of what the Navy Chief said this morning.
Operation Sindoor not over. Atmanirbhar Bharat stands ready. Indian Navy Chief's clarion call to the world and a neighbor across the border. Ahead of Navy Day celebrations in Thiruvananthapuram, Indian Navy Chief Admiral Dinesh K. Tripathi made it clear that Indian Navy is powered by valor and determination. Recalling Operation Sindoor, the Navy Chief reminded how Pakistan's forces were confined with not even a chance for retaliation.
There was no chance of any retaliation. There was no occasion at all. Like I said, they remained close to their harbors, in their ports and in their airports. When I say airports, they are even maritime surveillance aircraft. They never came anywhere close by.
Such was the impact of Operation Sindoor, that Pakistan could have had economic consequences if it didn't learn the lesson soon.
Certainly, there was a drop in the trade, and that obviously had an economic effect on Pakistan. And if the operation had continued, active operation, kinetic ops had continued for longer time, their economy would have suffered.
In a major announcement, the Navy Chief confirmed that India's third indigenous nuclear ballistic submarine, INS Aridhaman, would be commissioned very soon. An announcement that will be watched very closely by Pakistan.
This year's Navy Day theme we have chosen: combat ready, cohesive, Atmanirbhar Navy, safeguarding national maritime interests anytime, anywhere, anyhow.
While the race is on for acquisition of arsenal, Indian Navy is working with the vision of creating an Atmanirbhar force by 2047.
You would also be happy to know that Udaygiri, commissioned by RM in August at Vizag, was our 100th indigenously designed warship by our own Warship Design Bureau.
As the global order of power changes, India is prepared. Indian forces reign supreme.
All right, viewers, finally, while Sri Lanka battles with the aftermath of Cyclone Ditwa, India has launched Operation Sagar Bandhu to help the neighbour in trouble. The Indian Armed Forces, along with the National Disaster Relief Fund personnel, are currently in action, rescuing people, providing medical assistance at the first step. This next report will take you deep into India's humanitarian efforts in Sri Lanka.
Massive devastation has been caused in Sri Lanka by Cyclone Ditwa. State emergency was declared as the death toll crossed 330 with torrential rain and floods in the island. In a swift response to Sri Lanka's humanitarian crisis, Indian armed forces, along with NDRF, launched Operation Sagar Bandhu to help Sri Lanka cope with one of the most deadly disasters in years.
The integrated task force, which is from the Shatrujit Brigade, is assigned to provide humanitarian assistance and disaster relief to the people who have been affected by cyclone in Sri Lanka. This integrated task force will be moving today to Sri Lanka. This integrated task force is not only self-sufficient but will be able to provide all kinds of necessary assistance that is required for the people of Sri Lanka.
The Indian Army has deployed a specialized contingent comprising of dedicated medical, engineering and signal components for immediate relief. Indian warships INS Vikrant and INS Udaygiri are also at Colombo, offloading food and medical kits, while shipboard Chetak helicopters carried out aerial rescues. The Indian Air Force has airlifted a total of 53 tons of aid, including tents, blankets, hygiene kits, ready-to-eat meals, also evacuating more than 2,000 Indian nationals. Standing with a neighbor in times of crises, Operation Sagar Bandhu is a reflection of India's neighborhood first policy and the Prime Minister's Mahasagar vision.
Alright viewers, it's time to slip into a very short break, but do stay on with us. On the other side, more news and updates coming right up.
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, ये तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मम्मा, क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरे राजा,
Amity has been ranked amongst the top 3% universities globally, a testimony to Amity's globally benchmarked quality.
MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल, ये रंग दे, ये खुशबू दे, ये तीखा, ये कम पड़े, क्या निराला MDH मसाला।
Pure Shahi Paneer Masala. Delicious, healthy, every day.
The Indian Army has rarely spoken so loudly without uttering a word. And in exercise Ram Prahar, it delivered perhaps its clearest message from the Western Front in recent years, not through speeches or press conferences, but through a powerful demonstration of what it can actually do on the battlefield. What happened in the deserts and plains under Kharga Corps was not just another military exercise, but a carefully planned signal about capability and intent along our border with Pakistan. The numbers tell part of the story, with over 20,000 soldiers organized into battle groups that can fight independently, suggesting that the army is moving away from old defensive tactics toward a
think that we can leverage these capabilities toward Indian requirements, and that's what we are doing. And again, there is a program, there is a tender for that. We were chosen for that tender, and we'll see how things will move forward. But we will always be there to work with India and with Indian vendors.
After Operation Sindoor, India is quietly but decisively expanding one of its most potent eyes in the sky, the Israeli-built Heron Mk2, a high-endurance drone already deployed on India's most sensitive front lines. According to high-level sources in Israel's defense ecosystem, India has initiated fresh procurement of Heron Mk2 drones under the same emergency pass that were activated during Operation Sindoor. Sources say the decision stems from hard lessons of the India-Pakistan crisis and a pressing need for round-the-clock eyes in the sky over hostile territory to prevent the next terror strike.
I think, like we said, we have similar challenges.
countries that sponsor terror attacks. So I think that we have to retaliate to the sender itself. It's not only that you have to attack the one attacking you, the actual attack itself, but also the country that sent these attacks. So definitely, when it comes to Iran against Israel or Pakistan against India, I think at the end of the day, you have to work against the sender. You have to build a deterrence that will prevent the adversaries to use those terror attacks for their favor. So I think another element that we can work together in terms of how we can prevent the terror attacks. Both countries suffered from many problems in the past in terms of terror attacks and in terms of sophisticated terror that actually manage to hit and to kill many of our citizens. So we have to work on that. But also we need to think hard how we can deter those who sent this kind of attack to our borders. So I truly believe that the answer, like India did, like Israel did, is not only against the terror organization itself, but those who sponsor them and something who don't have an opportunity other than attack the sender. So it goes, I think you have the similarities between everything that happened after 7th of October, Israel against the axis of resistance, and India attacking Pakistan.
This time, the acquisition isn't just about buying drones. India and Israel are now in talks to manufacture the Heron Mk2 in India, a major leap under Make in India. Industrial tie-ups under evaluation include Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, that is HAL, for integration and assembly, and Elcom Systems for electronics, payload and ground systems. If finalized, officials say this could open the door to full technology transfer, eventually creating an Indian-built Heron platform. The upgraded Heron Mk2 is built by Israel Aerospace Industries, that is IAI. It is a male-class UAV, medium altitude long endurance, designed to stay in the air for nearly 2 full days. Flying as high as 35,000 feet with a top speed of around 150 knots, this 1,430 kg drone now features satellite communications for true beyond line of sight control. Packed with electro-optical, infrared, synthetic aperture radar and signals intelligence payloads, the Heron Mk2 delivers persistent multi-domain eyes on target. Heron Mk2s deployed with India since 2021 have already been used for surveillance over LAC, LOC and for cross-border counter-terror tracking.
I would just say that Heron is an IAI product. I would also say that we were the pioneers of UAVs. The first UAV in the world came out of IAI premises, and we are very proud to say that India was one of our best partners for that. So there are a lot of UAVs in India. We are very proud to take a major role in this effort, and I leave the decision makers in India to decide whether to purchase, and we will always be a part of it and always support their decisions.
Operation Sindoor, India's massive counter-terror campaign, underlined one key requirement: real-time, persistent surveillance over deep hostile zones. Indian commanders assessed that satellite-linked drones with high endurance were critical to identifying launch pads, tracking infiltrators, and supplying targeting data to precision strike units. The Heron Mk2 fit that requirement perfectly. From Ladakh to the Arabian Sea, India's demand for persistent surveillance is surging. And with new Heron Mk2s on the way and the possibility of building them in India, the country is preparing for a future where unmanned air dominance becomes central to national security.
Congress calls Sanchar Sati a snooping app. Government fact-checks opposition, says application can be uninstalled. Is opposition misleading nation on anti-fraud app? Debating tonight at 8 p.m.
Huge TRP scam in Kerala. FIR filed by Kerala Police. Park senior manager is accused number 1. Imran's sister meets him inside jail, says he's fine and that Asim Munir is mentally torturing him. Telecommunications Minister clears the air on Sanchar Sati app, says it's not mandatory, only optional. And Centre opposition reach SIR truce. Electoral reforms discussion next week, but only after Vande Mataram debate. Congress MP Renuka Chaudhary drags army into politics, says they are being forced to speak for the government. She later takes a U-turn after massive backlash. Welcome back, friends. After much protests by Imran Khan's family and, of course, his party, the PTI, the administration of Adiala jail allowed Imran's sister Uzma to meet the former Prime Minister inside the jail premises, and she has come out and said that Imran is doing fine. Remember, there were reports that some health concerns were raised, that he was not well, that he was in solitary confinement, that maybe he was seriously unwell. But now Sister Uzma, after meeting Imran Khan inside the Adiala jail, coming out saying that he's fine, but at the same time firing a fresh salvo at General Asim Munir, Field Marshal Asim Munir. Let's listen to Uzma Khan.
सेहत अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह ठीक है, मगर जरूरी वो उन्होंने बड़े गुस्से में थे, कहते हैं कि हमें ये मेंटल टॉर्चर कर रहे हैं और सारा दिन कमरे में बंद, थोड़ा सा बाहर जब निकल सकते हैं, कोई किसी से कम्युनिकेशन नहीं। कहते हैं ये आसिम मुनीर जिम्मेदार है, ये सब कुछ हो रहा है। बाकी
कितनी देर मुलाकात रही है मैडम आपकी? अच्छा, सेहत उनकी ठीक है?
सेहत अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह ठीक है, मगर जरूरी वो उन्होंने बड़े गुस्से में थे, कहते हैं कि हमें ये मेंटल टॉर्चर कर रहे हैं और सारा दिन कमरे में बंद, थोड़ा सा बाहर जब निकल सकते हैं, कोई किसी से कम्युनिकेशन नहीं। कहते हैं ये आसिम मुनीर जिम्मेदार है, ये सब कुछ हो रहा है। बाकी
कितनी देर मुलाकात रही है मैडम आपकी? अच्छा, सेहत उनकी ठीक है?
Okay, Gursimran joins us over the phone for more details. Live, in fact. Gursimran, this is the first communication that Imran Khan's family has had with the former Prime Minister inside Adiala jail in more than a month. But Uzma Khan now coming out and saying that he's fine, doing well, but at the same time firing a fresh salvo at General Asim Munir.
Yes, Abhishek, you have rightly mentioned that only thing that has gone just opposite to what they were actually suspicious of was the health. That health is all fine, he's doing all fine. But apart from that, what Uzma Khan has said that he is under the solitary confinement. He is really very angry because he is not allowed to interact with anyone. He is not being allowed, he is being done mentally torture. That is what she has alleged. And also she has blamed the Field Marshal of Pakistan, General Asim Munir, for the situation. So it is very clear that the things that the Pakistani army wanted Imran Khan to follow the line that he will be set free, but he has to toe the line of the establishment that Imran Khan has completely denied. And now in days to come, the situation between Imran Khan and the federal government or the Adiala jail administration and the judiciary of Pakistan is not going to go smooth. It is going to go escalate further after this statement that has come from Uzma Khan. Uzma Khan has also said that she has a lot more to reveal, which she will be doing in days to come. So this makes one thing very clear, that the Pakistan's former Prime Minister Imran Khan has denied Asim Munir's line, and he has completely said no to it. Even he has attacked General Asim Munir. So in days to come, the situation is going to escalate further, and the relief he was actually expecting, or the PTI supporters were expecting from the courts, that is not going to come, because the situation in Pakistan is that the army is getting more powerful, and Imran Khan is becoming an opposition to the Pakistani army.
Right, but Gursimran, you know, the fact that Uzma Khan has met Imran Khan and now come out and found him to be okay, but at the same time facing torture, mental torture, as she said. You think it can become an international human rights issue still?
See, the family is in clearly that mood. The family wants the International Human Rights Organization to step in. It is not only Usman Khan or the other sisters, but it is also the sons of Imran Khan also that have written a long letter in which they have alleged that there is a serious human rights violation that is being done to the rights of Imran Khan, and it is a high time that the international organizations step into this and stop this violation of the human rights. So it is very clear that they are now approaching the international platforms as well to get some relief for the Imran Khan, but the way the statements have come from Usman Khan, it is very clear that within the country Imran Khan is going to get no relief. Reason being that he has gone completely in opposition of General Asim Munir, who actually holds the key to run day-to-day affairs as well as the state affairs in Pakistan.
But Gursimran, there is also this fact that the notification which would make General Asim Munir or Field Marshal Asim Munir be in the chair for a long period of time, at least 5 years, even more, that notification is yet to come. So it's not that a Damocles sword is not hanging on Asim Munir. My question is that, be that as it may, the fact of the matter is that Usman Khan, before she met Imran Khan, also mentioned the fact that even the courts are not being listened to. The courts are absolutely ineffective. So in that scenario, there is not much hope for Imran Khan, irrespective of whether the family is allowed to meet or not.
Yes, Abhishek, see, one thing has to be admitted that it is the pressure of the PTI and the public of Pakistan that has actually forced the Adiala jail administration to allow the Usman Khan to meet Imran Khan. Otherwise, the similar was the case because there were actually 8 orders that Sohail Khan Afridi, the chief minister, the elected chief minister of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, was carrying along with him. And all these orders, they were actually to show that he has valid permission to meet Imran Khan. All these 8 times, he have been denied the same. Being chief minister also, he have been denied thrice meeting Imran Khan. So it is very clear that the court and the contempt of court is nothing for the Pakistani army, but it was actually the public pressure that mounted on the Pakistani Adiala jail administration and the federal government that they allowed Usman Khan to meet Imran Khan. So whatever courts do, because the legal cell that was given access by the court to Imran Khan, that was also revoked. Also some of the essentials, including newspapers, some books that were allowed for Imran Khan, that was also withdrawn. So it is very clear that the contempt of court is nothing for the Pakistani army.
Absolutely, and it's clear that with the kind of treatment the former Prime Minister is getting, it is clearly aimed at breaking his will. And Usman Khan now coming out of that meeting, we are told about 30 minutes. We are getting, in fact, the statement from Usman Khan herself, Imran Khan's sister, after meeting the former Prime Minister inside the Adiala jail. She has blamed Asim Munir for playing mind games and carrying out mental torture inside the cell on Imran Khan. But at the same time, she also said that he looked fine. Let's listen exactly to what Usman Khan had to say after the meeting.
सेहत अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह ठीक है, मगर जरूरी वो उन्होंने बड़े गुस्से में थे, कहते हैं कि हमें ये मेंटल टॉर्चर कर रहे हैं और सारा दिन कमरे में बंद, थोड़ा सा बाहर जो निकल सकते हैं, कोई किसी से कम्युनिकेशन नहीं। कहते हैं कि आसिम मुनीर जिम्मेदार है, ये सब कुछ हो रहा है। बाकी
कितनी देर मुलाकात रही है मैडम आपकी? अच्छा, सेहत उनकी ठीक है?
अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह।
Okay, so that was Usman Khan, and this is first response of her sister of Imran Khan after meeting the Khan inside Adiala jail. Remember, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, the province, is ruled by PTI, the party of Imran Khan. They have been protesting for a month. In fact, the sisters, 3 sisters of Imran Khan, have been leading the charge, and today they were allowed to meet the Khan incarcerated in an isolation cell. All right, moving on from Pakistan to Russia, where talks are on as we speak between US President Donald Trump's special envoy on Europe for Steve Witkoff, along with Jared Kushner, the son-in-law of President Trump. who they have arrived in Moscow for direct peace talks on the Ukraine issue with President Vladimir Putin. These are the pictures of Witkoff with Putin that have just come. And remember, there was this talk of a deal on which the Trump administration seems to have jumped the gun, because as of now, even now, both the sides, the Russians and the Ukrainians, are saying maybe they are not in agreement with the Trump deal, 20 points, 28 points, but Steve Witkoff, they're trying to crease out final details before the deal becomes acceptable, perhaps to Ukraine and Russia, but we don't know whether it would be acceptable to the European leadership. All right, moving on and back home, Telangana Chief Minister Revant Reddy has ignited a fierce political firestorm with his comments on Hindu gods. Outrage pouring in after the comment that Revant Reddy made, and this is during a public speech where he appeared to be mocking Hindu deities, drawing sharp condemnation from BJP leaders and Hindu organizations for allegedly insulting sacred religious sentiments. The speech was made and a video clip of that speech has gone viral, and Reddy is heard quipping that Lord Hanuman, revered as the epitome of devotion and celibacy in Hindu mythology, is God for unmarried people. Let's listen to what Revant Reddy had to say.
హిందువులలో ఎన్ని దేవతలు ఉండ్రు, ఎంతమంది దేవుళ్ళు? 3 కోట్లు ఉండ్రా? ఎందుకున్నాయి? పెళ్లి చేసుకోవడానికి హనుమంతుడు ఉన్నాడు, 2 పెళ్లిళ్ళు చేసుకునేటానికి ఇంకొక ఆయన దేవుడు ఉన్నాడు, మందు తాగేటోళ్ళకు ఓ దేవుడు ఉన్నాడు, ఎల్లమ్మ, పోషమ్మ, మైసమ్మ, కళ్ళు కొయ్యాలి, కోడి కొయ్యాలి అనేటోళ్ళకు ఉండ్రు, పప్పన్నం తినేటోళ్ళకు కూడా దేవుడు ఉండు. అవునా? అన్ని రకాల దేవుళ్ళు ఉన్నారు. హిందువులలో ఎన్ని దేవతలు ఉండ్రు, ఎంతమంది దేవుళ్ళు? 3 కోట్లు ఉండ్రా? ఎందుకున్నాయి? పెళ్లి చేసుకోవడానికి హనుమంతుడు ఉన్నాడు, 2 పెళ్లిళ్ళు చేసుకునేటానికి ఇంకొక ఆయన దేవుడు ఉన్నాడు, మందు తాగేటోళ్ళకు ఓ దేవుడు ఉన్నాడు, ఎల్లమ్మ, పోషమ్మ, మైసమ్మ, కళ్ళు కొయ్యాలి, కోడి కొయ్యాలి అనేటోళ్ళకు ఉండ్రు, పప్పన్నం తినేటోళ్ళకు కూడా దేవుడు ఉండు. అవునా? అన్ని రకాల దేవుళ్ళు ఉన్నారు.
Okay, Revant Reddy, typical of those leaders who are hell-bent on insulting Sanatan values, Sanatan Dharma and the deities. Not the first time, perhaps not the last time, the way their politics pans out. Moving on, breaking news development, TVK chief Vijay. His roadshow has been blocked again. He has been denied permission to carry out a roadshow. The police in Tamil Nadu, while speaking to the media, said that they have denied permission for Vijay's roadshow in Puducherry this time, and that they have recommended holding a public meeting instead in an open area. This is attributed to DIG Satya Sundaram, and this comes after Salem police denied permission for Vijay to hold a roadshow on the 5th, stating that there are multiple other law and order deployments that day and that the police would not be able to provide proper safety for people or the TVK chief. Now remember, we have had an issue with one roadshow in TVK chief's rally that happened a couple of months back, led to loss of life, tremendous loss of life, and now perhaps police treating with caution, or is there something else? Let's go to Sharda live. She's joining us live from Chennai for more on this. Sharda, is it the Tamil Nadu police just being cautious and careful, or you think that the government has taken a position that they would not let TVK chief have those kind of road shows which sort of mobilize a lot of masses in his favor?
Well, Abhishek, there are 2 reasons to this. First being the SOPs that was given by the Madras High Court to be submitted by the Tamil Nadu state government, along with the inclusion of all the parties. The SOPs haven't been submitted to the Madras High Court, by which the roadshows have not been given permissions, especially in the state of Tamil Nadu and Puducherry. The Madras High Court is seeking a full SOP from all the parties to make sure that these road rallies that are being conducted have proper permission. Meanwhile, the AIADMK General Secretary Tirupati K. Palaniswamy has started his road rally campaign already. And however, Vijay has been stopped again by the Tamil Nadu police without being given permission in Salem for the 5th of December, where he had initially sought. The police earlier said that they had multiple other law and order issues, which includes the Kartika Deepam festival, and that police will be deployed in multiple places for the same, as the festivals of the temple would be more important, and have asked Vijay to keep the festival on a Sunday, which is December 7th. But the TVK party is going behind on the date of Sunday and wants preferred a weekday, saying that it was last time during the weekend that they had the Karur rally, and it was only at that time in September 27th, 41 people were died, and then it caused a huge stampede. So making sure that TVK do not repeat the same mistake again, they want to go back to Friday instead of a Sunday. And after Salem, they have chosen Puducherry. Puducherry is also a main target for Vijay with the elections coming in 2026.
Right.
He also holds a very close relationship with Rangasamy, and however, this Puducherry DIG is now saying that you can have an open public meeting but not a political rally on the roads.
Right, absolutely. There seems to be an element of politics also there. Thank you so much, Sharda, for joining us with those details. Moving on, a massive political row has erupted over the centre's direction to mobile phone manufacturers to install the Sanchar Sati mobile app in all handsets manufactured or imported into India. While the government has said the move aims to protect citizens from cyber fraud and can help recover lost phones, Congress and other opposition parties have alleged that this is a step towards state surveillance.
In a sweeping directive, the Department of Telecommunications has asked every smartphone maker in India to pre-install the Sanchar Sati app. An app meant to verify the genuineness of devices. An app that cannot be removed and must remain visible, functional from the very first setup screen. Manufacturers have been given 90 days to comply and must file a full compliance report within 120 days. The government says it is essential to fight cybercrime, stop fraud calls, block suspicious apps, and help track lost or stolen phones.
ऑपोजिशन ये जो इशू ढूंढ करके लाने का आवश्यकता नहीं है। विंटर सेशन पार्लियामेंट में बिजनेस तय किया गया है, बहुत सारा मुद्दे हैं और कई मुद्दे जो ऑपोजिशन ने भी उठाया है उस पर हम बातचीत करके आगे क्या करना है इसमें विचार करेंगे। नए नए मुद्दे ढूंढ करके पार्लियामेंट को डिस्टर्ब करने के लिए बहाना बनाने का कोई आवश्यकता नहीं है। हर मुद्दे अपने जगह में इम्पोर्टेंट है, लेकिन मुद्दे को आप हथियार बना करके पार्लियामेंट को स्टॉल करेंगे, ये तो ठीक नहीं है।
But the opposition smells a surveillance storm. Congress calls the directive unconstitutional, alleging it violates the right to privacy.
Sanchar Sati, yesterday on night itself I have reacted. It's an attack on privacy of the common people. Actually, basically, this is an attack on constitutionality.
Attacking the government, Priyanka Gandhi called the Sanchar Sati a snooping app.
It is a snooping app. I mean, clearly, it's ridiculous. Now, where else do they want to, I mean, citizens have their right to privacy. Even all of you must be having a right to privacy to send your own messages to family, friends, without the government looking at everything. It's not just one thing. It's not just snooping on the telephones. It's overall. They are turning this country into a dictatorship.
Voicing a similar privacy concern, Congress MP Imran Masood asks, are we becoming North Korea?
आप लोगों के घरों में झांकेंगे अब जाकर के?
आपको स्वदेशी तकनीक में भरोसा नहीं है?
अरे किस तकनीक का भरोसा करें? आप मेरे कमरे में बैठ करके
साथी है तो स्वदेश का होगा ना?
मैं कहता हूँ आप मेरे कमरे में बैठ करके झांकोगे क्या? विदेशी हो या देशी हो, उससे क्या फर्क पड़ रहा है भैया?
Meanwhile, other opposition leaders have also raised similar issues.
सरकार एक संचार साथी ऐप लेकर आई है, सर क्या कहेंगे उसको लेकर?
उसमें हमको तो लग रहा है कि आप ही लोगों के ऊपर नकेल कसने का एक प्रबंध है। ये आज तो आप इस्तेमाल हो रहे हो, विज्ञापन पा रहे हो, बाजा बजा रहे हो, कल थोड़ा इधर उधर भी अगर आप सोचोगे तो आपको कैसे कंट्रोल किया जाएगा उसका प्रबंध कर रही है सरकार।
But the government hits back, calling the outrage misinformation.
प्रॉब्लम क्या है कि विपक्ष कुर्सी के नीचे, कुर्सी के पीछे, कुर्सी के लिए मुद्दे ढूंढ रहा है। अब सभी भ्रमों को दूर करना सरकार की जिम्मेदारी है और सारे मुद्दे मैंने आपके समक्ष रख दिए कि आज तक पिछले 2 वर्षों में संचार साथी पोर्टल और संचार साथी ऐप के आधार पर कितनी सुविधा जनता को मिली है, कितना पैसा जनता का बचा है, और ये भी आंकड़े आपके सामने रख दूं। एक साल में 2024 में अकेले हमारे देश के अंदर 22,800 करोड़ रुपए के फ्रॉड हुए हैं।
With both sides refusing to back down, the Sanchar Sati directive has triggered a nationwide political showdown.
All right, friends, India's big strides in Atmanirbharta in defense sector achieved an important milestone today with the Defense Research and Development Organization testing and validating all functions of an ejection system that makes fighter pilots safer in case of an emergency exit from their fighter planes. Take a look at this raw video.
आधे बाउल दही में 4 चम्मच MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला डाला, स्टर करो, पुदीना चटनी तैयार। MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला।
इसको घर पे लगाओगे तो शादी का तो पता नहीं, पर घर पक्का नहीं टूटेगा।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
पहाड़ों में एक हाइकिंग स्टिक भी बन सकती है।
प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो, मिलाओ और खाओ, 8 मिनट में तैयार। क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा हार्डकोर मसाला। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल बोलो जुबान केसरी।
अब छोलिया हो या लोबिया, सफेद चने या काले चने,
सब कुछ मजेदार बने।
The Indian Army has rarely spoken so loudly without uttering a word. And in exercise Ram Prahar, it delivered perhaps its clearest message from the Western Front in recent years, not through speeches or press conferences, but through a powerful demonstration of what it can actually do on the battlefield. What happened in the deserts and plains under Kharga Corp was not just another military exercise, but a carefully planned signal about capability and intent along our border with Pakistan. The numbers tell part of the story, with over 20,000 soldiers organized into battle groups that can fight independently, suggesting that the army is moving away from old defensive tactics toward a more aggressive approach that can strike on multiple fronts at once. This is not the army that waits behind borders anymore, but one that is ready to take the fight into enemy territory if provoked.
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा क्या स्वाद है। अरे मेरे राजा।
Amity has been ranked amongst the top 3% universities globally, a testimony to Amity's globally benchmarked quality.
दादी के हाथों का जादू और खुशबू से महकता घर, माँ की मुस्कुराहट और खाने की सुगंध। MDH गरम मसाला,
क्योंकि हर रिश्ता है स्वाद से जुड़ा।
प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी, एवरीडे.
The Indian Army has rarely spoken so loudly without uttering a word. And in exercise Ram Prahar, it delivered perhaps its clearest message from the Western Front in recent years, not through speeches or press conferences, but through a powerful demonstration of what it can actually do on the battlefield. What happened in the deserts and plains under Kharga Corp was not just another military exercise, but a carefully planned signal about capability and intent along our border with Pakistan. The numbers tell part of the story, with over 20,000 soldiers organized into battle groups that can fight independently, suggesting that the army is moving away from old defensive tactics toward a more aggressive approach that can strike on multiple fronts at once. This is not the army that waits behind borders anymore, but one that is ready to take the fight into enemy territory if provoked. The scenario itself, a cross-border offensive in response to a Pakistani attack, makes clear that India is no longer content.
Congress calls Sanchar Sati a snooping app. Government fact-checks opposition, says application can be uninstalled. Is opposition misleading nation on anti-fraud app? Debating tonight at 8 p.m.
MDH की देगी मीरज,
देगी मिर्च का तड़का, अंग अंग फड़का.
MDH की देगी मीरज.
इसको घर पे लगाओगे तो शादी का तो पता नहीं, पर घर पक्का नहीं टूटेगा.
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं. रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड.
पहाड़ों में एक हाइकिंग स्टिक भी बन सकती है.
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ
8 मिनट में तैयार.
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला. केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे. केसरिया से मन जोगी.
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार. विमल बोलो जुबान केसरी.
ये है सीक्रेट रेसिपी MDH का जीरा सिप जल जीरा मसाला.
The Indian Army has rarely spoken so loudly without uttering a word. And in exercise Ram Prahar, it delivered perhaps its clearest message from the Western Front in recent years, not through speeches or press conferences, but through a powerful demonstration of what it can actually do on the battlefield. What happened in the deserts and plains under Kharga Corp was not just another military exercise, but a carefully planned signal about capability and intent along our border with Pakistan. The numbers tell part of the story, with over 20,000 soldiers organized into battle groups that can fight independently, suggesting that the army is moving away from old defensive tactics toward a more aggressive approach that can strike on multiple fronts at once. This is not the army that waits behind borders anymore, but one that is
from Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
Thank you for joining us on Republic TV. You're watching This Is Exclusive at 7 p.m. Ladies and gentlemen, on Republic TV, we have brought you in the course of reporting in the last few months, especially after the crash in Ahmedabad involving an Air India plane. Air India continues to take your life, my life, extremely lightly. We'll tell you more about that. There has been an extremely shocking incident that we are reporting on the show. Here are the headlines. Massive Air India safety lapse. Airbus A320 flew without airworthiness certificate at least 8 times in 2 days. Another big safety lapse being reported. Aviation watchdog DGCA orders investigation into Air India safety lapse, orders immediate grounding of aircraft. Imran Khan's family finally gets access to meet him inside Rawalpindi's Adiala jail. Sister gets to meet Imran Khan. Imran Khan's family claims that he's been subjected to torture, blames Asim Munir for the torture on Imran Khan. Another setback for India's flagship carrier. Air India, ladies and gentlemen, once called the national carrier, has landed in the middle of another big controversy, one that raises very serious questions about internal oversight and regulatory compliance. 164-seater Airbus A320, which by the way has come under scrutiny. Airbus had to ground its entire fleet last week and do some tech checks, upgrade software. And this A320 was flown 8 full commercial sectors over 2 days by Air India without its airworthiness certificate, without airworthiness license, which had already expired. Now, this is an extremely serious lapse that has come to light only after an engineer flagged the issue. Air India did not even flag the issue. Engineer flagged the issue, triggering immediate action from the DGCA, which is the aviation regulator. The watchdog has now launched a full-fledged investigation. It's likely to treat this as a level 1 safety violation, the most critical category under flight safety norms. This particular aircraft we are talking about has since been grounded, and key personnel have been taken off duty, and Republic has accessed the full details, the letters, the different communication that took place between Air India and the DGCA, and also former officials at Air India and what they have to say. 1,300 lives were risked, ladies and gentlemen, by Air India by doing what they did. And the worst part is that Air India admits to it. They claim they knew. And if they knew, why didn't they stop it? Why didn't they ensure that the airworthiness certificate was given? It's a big safety lapse, ladies and gentlemen. Here's the full story. And then we have one of the key people in this story who raised a red flag joining us live on the show.
Air India finds itself in another massive controversy. This time, a major lapse in security. Air India flew A320 without license 8 times in 2 days. A 164-seater Airbus A320 flew 8 times on November 24th and 25th before an engineer discovered that its airworthiness license had expired. And now, aviation watchdog DGCA initiated a probe on the major lapse of security, likely to classify the incident as a level 1 violation, which is considered critical to flight safety. The ARC license is issued annually in respect of an aircraft after a comprehensive review. Furthermore, it is a validation of an aircraft's main certificate of airworthiness. Under the norms, Air India is delegated the powers to issue the ARC for an aircraft. Meanwhile, Air India spokesperson has released a statement claiming that they have initiated a comprehensive internal probe. They have also confirmed that the concerned personnel has been placed under suspension. They have also confirmed that the concerned personnel has been placed under suspension under further review. And now, all eyes are on Air India and the DGCA to see how the probe pans out.
And joining us on the show this evening, Captain S.S. Panesar. He's a former director of flight safety of the erstwhile Indian Airlines, joining us. Captain Panesar, first of all, how serious, how big a risk was this to do those 8 flights, sir?
Let me explain you at the outset what is C of A. This certificate airworthiness, all airlines, their aircraft have to undergo overall inspection after 1 year of flying. And it is grounded and checked, all systems are checked after they are found okay by the DGCA. They give a certificate to the airline known as C of A, certificate airworthiness, to operate this aircraft for the next 1 year. Now, it is a grave concern that without knowing fully well that this aircraft is not having CFA, they put it on a passenger commercial flight, thereby endangering the safety of the passengers and crew. It is shocking news that Air India is not aware of it. They are full-fledged department, engineering department, safety department. Do you mean that they ignored? Why they ignored it? Because they know that DGCA, they may connive with DGCA and no action will be taken against them. It's a very grave concern. The DGCA should rise to occasion immediately and they should take a criminal action against these people who are responsible for the violation of this CFA. Otherwise, we don't want to face any more Ahmedabad incidents. What will happen? There's no point in tracing the route of the snake. Better kill the snake first. Now, another shocking news I'll tell you. They have operated another Boeing 787-9 to a foreign country whose CFA will be expiring tonight. And he'll be landing tomorrow after the expiry of CFA. You may say, Air didn't know about it? Or they want to know only after some incident or accident takes place. Who's going to be responsible? They have made aviation as a mockery of aviation in India. It is high time that the government should rise to occasion to bring back the image of this airline, which was known as one of the best airlines in the world, as long as it was under the command of Honorable J.D. Tata. He was known as the father of aviation. He wouldn't have allowed such incidents to take place in this airline. Now, why DGCA is quiet? They have not suspended the engineer. And I'll tell you shocking news. The chief of operation has issued a circular, all flying crew responsible for this lapse. How can you hold the pilots responsible? They've suspended the pilots who operated these flights. Why have you suspended the pilots? Have you done an investigation, inquiry, asked these pilots why they operated? It is lucky, we are glad that the chief of operation has not blamed the cabin crew also, that you are also responsible for this lapse. It's a matter of shame that such incidents and circulars are being issued by the airline. They are holding pilots responsible. I want to ask this gentleman, chief of the operation, let me know which way pilots are responsible. He signs the daily inspection report after engineer brings a book to him that I have checked all the systems, they are all perfect and it has all the valid certification. The pilot just countersigned the certificate and you hold pilots as responsible? Is it not a matter of shame? I want to know the DGCA to intervene and find out why the action has been taken against the pilots. I don't know what is going to happen in our aviation industry. It is being handled by the most inefficient person to handle such a huge aviation industry. They are sometimes using the vindictive processes against the crew and the employees of the airline. Will that help them? No, it is the right time for the DGCA to take a strict criminal action against the people who are involved in sending these flights on a commercial plane. I want to know, they said 8 flights have been done with the invalid CFA. I want to know how many pilots have you suspended the license? All the pilots who operated this flight? Whenever you put a pilot off the flight, you have to immediately inform the DGCA. The reason for putting a pilot off the flight, why have they informed the DGCA? Has DGCA intervened to Air India to ask them why you have grounded the pilots? But they have not taken any action against the engineering, flight safety, and other people responsible for this serious lapse. It is high time we should rise to occasion, make this Air India as our most famous airline as it was earlier under the command of Honorable J.D. Tata, who was known as father of aviation. I'm really very much disappointed by the DGCA working and the airline functioning. Are they not scared of the DGCA or anything? Why don't they take? They have DGCA recently changed the Aircraft Act. In that they say they will be, for any violation, they can fine them 2 crores or jail up to 2 years. Why haven't they taken action against their own rules and all that? Why are they quiet? Why the DGCA does not have any experienced people in their organization? I can quote you many accidents where the DGCA has not taken the correct
Captain
action.
Panesar, can I ask you a question, sir? Sir, can I ask you a question? Now,
sure.
Now, you're rightly questioning the regulator. Of course, the regulator, because see, sir, after the crash in Ahmedabad, there have been at least 10 to 15 incidents that we have reported here on Republic TV. On this show, at least 10 to 15 incidents have been reported. And each time, unfortunately, it happens to be Air India. There have been other airlines as well, I'm not saying no. But Air India seems to be a serial offender when it comes to these lapses. 1,300 lives in this one plane alone. Now, obviously, there is something seriously wrong on the airlines end, and I don't know, the DGCA is supposed to be the regulator not cracking the whip, because they give every time there's an incident like this, they give a very templated response saying that we've pulled up the operator has de-rostered, operator is taking corrective measures, kind of a statement. And it ends there. You've worked with them. What seems to be the real problem, Captain Panesar?
Let me tell you one thing. From the time the Air India has been disinvested from government to Tata Air India, it has been fined up to 6 crores by DGCA for various violations of safety. What action they have taken in the improvement on DGCA? Did they monitor whether they improved or not? One pilot refused their flight on a particular route because that aircraft are not fit for that route. They suspended him. They are scaring the pilots and the flying crew that if you write any complaint, and they say we'll sack you. They get warning like this. Pilots don't want to report anything. Because today, you know the cost of living, how expensive it is. They have to hire accommodation, they have to pay for the students, their children education. They don't want to write, they don't want to take any panga with the airline because they'll sack them in the evening.
Yeah.
But I only appreciate that the airline should hold a meeting once in 3 or 6 months, as we used to do. Our chairman, former chairman, Shri P.C. Sen, he used to hold a meeting once in 6 months in a 5-star hotel, offer the drinks and dinner, and he used to listen to everybody's complaint and he used to take an action to improve the airline. Why can't this airline? No, you see, DGCA is finding them for one violation 10 lakhs, 20. Father, because the money is to be paid by Tata Trust, who is a billionaire. Tata can pay billions of rupees to DGCA. But why don't they take action against the actual criminals? By paying money, you does not mean your safety has improved. Air India has tons of money to pay them DGCA for any number of fines. 6 crores have been fined in almost 2 years by DGCA for various violations. How do they justify that? I met the Chief of Vigilance and Safety. I said, forgetting all this, a person coming from New York to Bombay, you could not provide 2 wheelchairs. They only gave 1 wheelchair, and the other lady, you be on a wheelchair. The man walked and he died near the immigration counter. When I met this officer, he said, I can't spend money on the wheelchair. Passengers carry heavy baggages on wheelchair. They don't carry heavy baggages. You see, if this is the attitude of the airline, now you tell me whom you should talk and refer to these things. They don't want to listen. I sent few mails to the chief operating officer. Said, I want to meet you and discuss few things for improvement of the airline. I didn't get any response from them. They don't want to listen to the professionals and experienced people. Now, whom do you blame now?
Yeah. So I completely agree.
Sad incident. They made aviation as a mockery of aviation in the world.
Sir, can I ask you one last question? Now, there is no repercussion, or at least we believe that there is no repercussion, because each time it's a templated response. They're summoned. I can't tell you, sir, we have actually confronted the CEO of Air India at least 4 to 5 times outside the DGCA office. Each time we get to see him is outside the DGCA office. That's how many times he's been called to the DGCA office. It has actually happened. Now, the fact is, why this issue is getting compounded is also because it's an A320. Over the weekend, we had reports of Airbus grounding 6,000 planes worldwide, or possible software glitch because of intensive radiation, etc. There was sudden height drop, etc. And they had to upgrade the software over serious concerns. And this is the same plane, ironically, that was being flown without a license, which compounds it even more. Now, we don't know how many more incidents there could be once you start digging and digging, and we don't know how many times, such incidents may be hidden even.
See, I have written letters to the Air India. I said, I have attended many world conferences in America and Europe where the Flight Safety Foundation, one of the directors said, if any airline thinks flight safety is expensive, try an accident. You think the Air India should not learn anything from Ahmedabad crash? What improvements they have done it? What action they have taken to improve the flight safety of the airline? I want to know this. Even if this incident of flying a high altitude with the solar radiation affecting the system, what action they have taken after this? I want to know that. Do they have any competent people to understand these things? It is being handled by incompetent HRD department. HRD department is sending pilots for training and all that who have no clue of the aviation. It is high time we should involve the veterans, experienced people for a conference and listen to them. And you take incident, if you like, you take it, otherwise you ignore it. We don't force you. We are not trying to criticize anybody. But we are working for the safety of aviation and the safety of innocent passengers flying by these aircraft.
Yeah, okay.
It's a very sad incident. I'm glad that our media listen to occasion and trying to inform that they be careful. The DGCA should rise to occasion immediately.
Yeah, we've been reporting back-to-back incidents, Captain Panesar, and we wonder what's going on because even after reporting repeated incidents, something seems to be amiss, and that is why this is happening again and again with the same airline. I'll leave it at that. Thank you for joining us, Captain Panesar, on This Is Exclusive. And let's get you the next big story, ladies and gentlemen. For the last few days, we've been talking about the condition of Imran Khan. If he's alive, dead, nobody knew, but today his family members got to meet him. One of his sisters, Dr. Uzma Khan, met Imran Khan and confirmed that he's alive. They got to see him, he's alive, but they claimed he was being tortured. And they went on record to say, the sister of Imran Khan said that she spoke to Imran and that the health of Imran Khan seems to be better. But she said that he's neither talking to anyone nor meeting anyone. He's been completely isolated. And Imran Khan reportedly told family members that he's being mentally tortured. Imran Khan telling his family members that Asim Munir is responsible for everything that's happening with him inside jail. He went on to name Asim Munir the failed marshal of Pakistan. And the family came out of jail, put out a statement, and they claimed that Imran Khan was extremely angry with how he was being tortured. With a small window of opportunity that he had with his family members, he told his sister that Asim Munir was responsible, adding that he was being locked in a room all day and rarely being taken out. Here's what the sister of Imran Khan said today.
सेहत अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह ठीक है, मगर जहनी वो उन्होंने बड़े गुस्से में थे, कहते हैं कि हमें ये मेंटल टॉर्चर कर रहे हैं और सारा दिन कमरे में बंद, थोड़ा सा बाहर जो निकल सकते हैं, कोई किसी से कम्युनिकेशन नहीं, कहते हैं ये आसिम मुनीर जिम्मेदार है, ये सब कुछ हो रहा है। बाकी
कितनी देर मुलाकात रही है मैडम आपकी? अच्छा, सेहत उनकी ठीक है?
अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह।
Republic TV is reporting live from outside the jail in Rawalpindi. We've been able to report from there, speak to some of Imran Khan's party leaders. Listen in.
एक माह बाद जो है मुलाकात हुई है इमरान खान साहब की सीरा की, तो सर क्या?
देखिए, मेरी बहुत ही मुख्तसर गुफ्तगू हुई है उज़मा आपा से। उन्होंने बाहर आके ये कहा और मेरा सवाल उनसे पहला यही था कि खान साहब की सेहत ठीक है, उनका सेहत ठीक है उनकी। तो बाकी बातें वो मीडिया टॉक में अपनी बताएंगी जो खान साहब की हिदायत हैं हिदायत। लेकिन सबसे बड़ा जो हमें तशवीश थी वो खान साहब की सेहत के हवाले से थी, तो वो अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह बिल्कुल ठीक ठाक।
सर, एक महीने बाद मुलाकात हुई है, कैसे देख रहे हैं?
ये जुल्म है जी, ये टॉर्चर है, ये गैर इंसानी सलूक है कि एक शख्स को आप काल कोठरी में डाल दें, उसके ख़ानदान को, उसके वकला को उससे ना मिलने दें। ये बर्बरियत की बदतरीन मिसाल है। तो हम इंशाअल्लाह ये ऐसा कुछ करने वालों से हिसाब लेंगे।
सर, एक मुलाकात के लिए जगह जगह रास्ते बंद किए हुए, इतना खौफ और आस,
पूरी रोजगार आप देखिए, इस पूरे इलाके की दुकानें बंद हैं, यहाँ पे रेस्टोरेंट बंद हैं। इन्होंने हमला किया है इस पूरे इलाके पर, इस इलाके की रोजगार ख़त्म की। आज मुझे बताया गया है कि स्कूल भी बंद हो गए। तो ये क्या बर्बरियत है जी? एक कानून आइन के मुताबिक मुलाकात होनी है बहनों की, उसको टालने के लिए, रोकने के लिए ये पूरे माशरे पर इन्होंने हमला किया हुआ है।
सर मुकम्मल तौर पर खान साहब को ना वकला को मिलने दिया जा रहा है। खान साहब ने भी शिकायत ये की है कि मुझे वकला से नहीं मिलने दिया जा रहा, पार्टी का से नहीं।
मुकदमात हैं और उन मुकदमात के हवाले से जब तक वो मुलाकात नहीं करेंगे कोई मुकदमा आगे नहीं बढ़ेगा, हम बॉयकॉट करेंगे। बहुत शुक्रिया।
Now, it's a very serious allegation when the family of Imran Khan says that Imran Khan inside jail told his sister that he was being tortured, and he's named Asim Munir. And this was confirmed by the sister of Imran Khan when she spoke to the media. Listen in.
सेहत अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह ठीक है, मगर जहनी वो उन्होंने बड़े गुस्से में थे, कहते हैं कि हमें ये मेंटल टॉर्चर कर रहे हैं और सारा दिन कमरे में बंद, थोड़ा सा बाहर जो निकल सकते हैं, कोई किसी से कम्युनिकेशन नहीं। कहते हैं कि आसिम मुनीर जिम्मेदार है, ये सब कुछ हो रहा है। बाकी
कितनी देर मुलाकात रही है मैडम आपकी? अच्छा, सेहत उनकी ठीक है?
सेहत अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह ठीक है, मगर जहनी वो उन्होंने बड़े गुस्से में थे, कहते हैं कि हमें ये मेंटल टॉर्चर कर रहे हैं और सारा दिन कमरे में बंद, थोड़ा सा बाहर जो निकल सकते हैं, कोई किसी से कम्युनिकेशन नहीं। कहते हैं कि आसिम मुनीर जिम्मेदार है, ये सब कुछ हो रहा है। बाकी
कितनी देर मुलाकात रही है मैडम आपकी? अच्छा, सेहत उनकी ठीक है?
Joining us live from the newsroom, Shawan, serious allegation to say that he was tortured by Asim Munir.
Well, in fact, multiple petitions were actually filed by Imran Khan's family members for this meeting to take place. But remember, as per the court instructions, they were supposed to be given access every Tuesday. For the last 3 months or so, a little more than that, Imran Khan's family members were not being allowed. This after Imran Khan's lawyers made an appeal before the court stating as to why they were not being given any access. Finally, Dr. Uzma, younger sister of Imran Khan, was actually given access today, where she's making a clear, direct accusation. And she says that this is what Imran Khan had to say. And perhaps one of the reasons why you've had Asim Munir preventing Imran Khan's family meeting them was because he does not want Imran Khan's message to really go out, because here you have Imran Khan once again taking on Asim Munir. They've had a history in the past, but at the same time, remember, these are direct allegations not being leveled against Shehbaz Sharif. Imran Khan is now targeting Asim Munir, and none other than Dr. Uzma, who's now come out after meeting Imran Khan, directly pointing fingers at Asim Munir for preventing the family members from meeting him, and the fact that he's being tortured inside the jail. So one thing is for sure, that he has been tortured over the last couple of months while he was inside the jail. Having said that, the family members say that he is recovering, he is in a better condition, but what is very clear is that Asim Munir and the gang is essentially torturing Imran Khan inside the jail.
Thank you for that, Shawan. A very serious allegation. Ladies and gentlemen, gets very interesting. Now that this family has said that he was tortured in jail and by Asim Munir, does that make things worse? Does it make it worse? Will the protests escalate? Likely to happen, because nobody knows where Asim Munir is, and his promotion has been put on hold. So something's happening in Pakistan, and Republic will be right on top of that story. Thanks for watching. This is Exclusive.
Co-powered by Century Ply Club Prime. Raho befikar.
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, ये हित तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरे राजा।
Amity has been ranked amongst the top 3% universities globally, a testimony to Amity's globally benchmarked quality.
MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल, ये रंग दे, ये खुशबू दे, ये तीखा, ये कम पड़े, क्या निराला MDH मसाला।
इसको घर पे लगाओगे तो शादी का तो पता नहीं, पर घर पक्का नहीं टूटेगा।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
पहाड़ों में एक हाइकिंग स्टिक भी बन सकती है।
Pure Shahi Paneer Masala. Delicious, healthy, every day.
आधे बाउल दही में 4 चम्मच MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला डाला, स्टर करो, पुदीना चटनी तैयार। MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला।
The Indian Army has rarely spoken so loudly without uttering a word. And in exercise Ram Prahar, it delivered perhaps its clearest message from the Western Front in recent years, not through speeches or press conferences, but through a powerful demonstration of what it can actually do on the battlefield. What happened in the deserts and plains under Kharga Corp was not just another military exercise, but a carefully planned signal about capability and intent along our border with Pakistan. The numbers tell part of the story. With over 20,000
Co-powered by Century Ply Club Prime. Raho befikar.
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा हार्डकोर मसाला।
पैसा लगाना है तो सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम पे लगाओ। डूबेगा नहीं, जलेगा भी नहीं, कोई खा नहीं जाएगा, धोखा नहीं देगा, ऊपर नीचे भी नहीं होगा, सेफ रहेगा, सिक्योर्ड में मिनिमम 30 साल का रिटर्न देगा। अब इससे बेटर इन्वेस्टमेंट है तो बताओ। सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम, रहो बेफिक्र।
अब छोलिया हो या लोबिया, सफेद चने या काले चने,
सब कुछ मजेदार बने।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है। अरे मेरे राजा।
The Indian Army has rarely spoken so loudly without uttering a word. And in exercise Ram Prahar, it delivered perhaps its clearest message from the Western Front in recent years, not through speeches or press conferences, but through a powerful demonstration of what it can actually do on the battlefield. What happened in the deserts and plains under Kharga Corp was not just another military exercise, but a carefully planned signal about capability and intent along our border with Pakistan. The numbers tell part of the story. With over 20,000
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
From your smartphones to your smart television, trending stories are breaking the internet. Tonight, we bring you a clarification from the Mandhana family. After much awaiting a word from either family regarding the much talked about wedding of cricketer Smriti Mandhana and singer-composer Palash Muchal. Smriti's brother Shravan spoke, dispelling rumours one by one. There's additionally the fact that we witness a fun iteration of Desi multiverse of madness. It is Bollywood versus the Indian cricket team. Mika versus Bumrah, taking the internet by storm. And that's not all. We also have Prada buying Versace, the merger nobody saw coming. The sleek sophistication meeting high-octane opulence. And last but not the least, social media spies Pakistan's major fumble amidst its bravado of sending relief aid to Sri Lanka, earning the internet's ire and, well, laughs. Oh, and let's not forget a jaw-dropping revelation. The Parliament in its winter session unveiled the names of fugitive economic offenders, which from India tally to a total of 15, including the notorious Vijay Mallya and Nirav Modi. And one of them may have just retorted. Stay tuned to this episode to know more. We have this and a lot more packed in this power-packed edition of Trending. I'm Anthara. Let's get started.
The rumours have long surrounded the wedding of Smriti Mandhana and Palash Muchal. And this time, we have a family member from the Muchal family come forth, break their silence and confirm that the wedding still stands postponed. In fact, Smriti's brother Shravan Mandhana issued a clarification after reports claimed his sister and Palash were to get married in a private ceremony on the December 7th. Now the pair, dating since 2019, postponed that November 23rd wedding in Sangli, Maharashtra, just hours before when Mandhana's father faced a health emergency. Unverified cheating claims against Muchal soon emerged from the alleged chat screenshots, in which the woman who was involved denied them as baseless. Now, Muchal later sought hospital care for anxiety-related chest pain and appeared calm at Mumbai airport. However, a circulating report of a private December 7th ceremony lacks confirmation from the couple. And next up, the internet is having a field day with hashtag Bumrah versus Mika, which has been doing frantic laps across social media after singer Mika Singh threw down a rather dramatic challenge to India's bowlers, replete with a bold dare. Himmat hai to out karo. What started as a cheeky stunt and now it seems very likely a marketing spark exploded instantly as fans began tagging star pacer Jasprit Bumrah, pushing him to take the challenge head on. Watch this. Well, of course, this is the multiverse of madness that we were talking, ladies and gentlemen. It is Bollywood versus the Indian cricket team. It is Mika versus Bumrah. And there you have it, his challenge ringing loud and clear. Himmat hai to out karke dikhao. Viewers, the trend went a notch higher when it made its way onto Bumrah's Instagram story today. An official collab with JK Cement that amplified the hashtag and sent it spiraling even further. Now we wondered, is this gearing up to be an actual showdown? A Bollywood versus Team India face-off? Well, not quite. For now at least, there is no official match on the cards. Everything we've seen so far points to a fun, fast-moving social media campaign that's turned into a full-blown meme storm. Mika continues playing the fearless batter. Bumrah is being cast as the inevitable enforcer. So whether the singer will ever face a 145km/h Yorker is still anyone's guess, as good as yours and mine. But for now, let's just say that the internet is absolutely loving this crossover that, yes, viewers so far exists purely online. With Bumrah officially sporting the challenge, the hashtag has now rocketed to a top of social media chatter and netizens cannot seem to contain their excitement. The Twitter was flooded with comments where one Twitterati showed his impatience jokingly. Meanwhile, another user took the humor up a notch by comparing the long wait of the match to a full-on therapy session. Adding to the tweet streak, another Twitterati jumped in with full enthusiasm, waiting for the match to start off. And yet, another social media tweet captured the collective impatience perfectly, with the user saying that they are tired of refreshing their screen. From praising the genius of the hashtag to placing playful bets on who would win this particular face-off, the door reactions clearly highlight that audience is not going to hold back very soon. Hot off the plate and straight to you. If it is trending, it is right here on the Hot Trends. Piyush Goyal's iconic dance at the UAE National Day celebrations seems not less than any crazy moment. Union Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal attended the 54th UAE National Day celebrations in Delhi and surprised the audience with his energetic dance moves in traditional Arab style. The celebration showcased the growing UAE-India cultural bond filled with vibrant performances. A recent post on X has led to a heated conversation throughout social media. The tweet was published by Pranay Maheshwari, who defines himself as a lawyer. He advised that Indians should move out of the country for a better living. His remarks have immediately sparked controversy, with many individuals responding angrily on the internet. Maheshwari said that on Instagram that individuals who are able should consider leaving India as soon as possible. Actor Ranveer Singh has apologized on his Instagram story a few days after he caused a stir on the social media by reenacting Rishabh Shetty's intense Daiva Chavundi moment at the event. The note stated, and I quote, "My intention was to highlight Rishabh's incredible performance in the film. Actor to actor, I know how much it takes to perform that particular scene the way he did, for which he has my utmost admiration." Now viewers, nobody in Chennai was ready for a morning stroll. People heading towards the Wimco Nagar depot via metro had to walk on the railway track when the train became trapped in a tube. Chennai Metro Rail's Blue Line, which operates between Wimco Nagar Depot and Chennai International Airport, encountered a mechanical snag in the early hours of December 2nd. The train got stuck in a tube between the Central Metro and the High Court station. In fact, passengers on board also complained of no electricity. Arjun Tendulkar continues to work hard on the 22-yard strip as he prepares for a new voyage in the Indian Premier League. He produced a brilliant all-round performance for Goa against Madhya Pradesh in the Syed Mushtaq Ali Trophy. Before the 2026 season auction, the IPL side Mumbai Indians traded Arjun to the Lucknow team when he moved his home team from Mumbai to Goa. With concern of backing a rich IPL deal in the auction out of his head, Arjun is entirely intent on honing his skills on the pitch and delivering them in the LSG jersey. On December 1st, 2025, Samantha Ruth Prabhu and director Raj Nidimuru formally started a new chapter in their relationship by being married in a small, intimate ceremony. The newly released images of the new couple offer a closer look at the hallowed atmosphere in which the nuptials took place. One frame shows Samantha and Raj posing with their loved ones. In another, the couple sits next to one another in traditional garb for what looks like to be a puja. In the current Syed Mushtaq Ali Trophy, India's top domestic 2020 competition, 14-year-old wonder Vaibhav Suryavanshi has established himself. In just his 16th professional 2020 match, Suryavanshi scored his third century, viewers, while playing for Bihar against Maharashtra, scoring 108 runs off just 61 deliveries. The young boy is now the youngest ever player to strike a century in the Syed Mushtaq Ali Trophy. Singer Nick Jonas, known for openly expressing his love for Priyanka Chopra, once again celebrated their romance publicly as he marked their 7th wedding anniversary with a lovely tribute on Instagram. The artist devoted a sweet message to Priyanka and posted a gorgeous photo of her beside the pool. Nick shared a picture of Priyanka lounging by the pool in a red bikini and enjoying the sunshine on December 2nd. 7 years married to my dream girl was written alongside it. US First Lady Melania Trump revealed the White House Christmas decoration marking the family's first holiday.